I'm Sandy Schreck, and inspiration can be all around us. This year at the State Fair, one of the finalists did a piece that I was really inspired by. Jack Nelson from the Petalcore Collective was one of our 6 finalists, and on stage created a spiral pattern design that was really, really interesting to me. And so I wanted to be able to share it with you. I asked him if I could share his beautiful design, and so you can see this is the container everybody was given, and they needed to have some of the birch and then add in some butterflies. But so he created a spiral presentation. That's that radial placement of the birch branches. And then we're going to be doing some pavéing down low in the middle, and how to have product groupings. So we had the unique pieces, and this, like, by doing that pave in the middle, it drew you down into this composition and created a visual pathway through it. This is the green trick dianthus that has a great texture that draws people in and kind of makes them want to touch the arrangements. Like, what's that? So this is actually a carnation. So it's a dianthus that was kind of a misfit, and they took it and bred it, and now it's a regularly available product. And then I've got a mini green hydrangea, and we're going to come in, and that's going to add some additional texture in through the center here. And this composition draws you in, and we're just adding that textural mix throughout, and a little bit of color balance, so you can see how that hydrangea draws you through, the green trick draws you through. And then so next we're going to start adding some of our florals. So we need to figure out where our focal area is going to be. The one other interesting thing that he did is they were given the Italian ruscus, and to get this connection through here, he actually stripped all the foliage off. And for me as an evaluator, I had to look in, and it's like, what is that he used to create that vine effect through it? But so taking that Italian ruscus and creating that, and then next we're going to come in and create a focal area. And even though we've got a lot going on, we're still going to need a focal area of emphasis. And so I've got these Ocean Song roses that I'm going to use in a grouping. I'm going to use 3 on one side and 2 on the other, so that they become impactful together. And you can see how that draws there. And I'm going to reinforce that by adding some depth and bringing another grouping in on the other side with less flowers, so that it's a little bit less dominant, but it is repetitious and draws your eye from one side of the design to the other. And so you can see how that works back and forth. And next we're going to add in some of our primary flowers. And so we've got the rich blue delphinium, and that's going to come in and bring that in from one side. So all of our florals are still going to come into that main area as well. But we're going to kind of keep doing that repetition, and from one side to the other. And we're going to come in here so that they feel connected. And then one just coming up a little bit more. So you can see how those three kind of connect in a triangle pattern. I have some of the side shoots from the delphinium, so I'm going to just use some of those to reinforce that delphinium and add another layer of kind of detail down at the base so that we get a little bit of that gradation, small to large, and just helps to reinforce those. And rather than those side shoots going on the ground, we're using them to create an integral part of the composition. And next we're going to do our next most dominant color, which is going to be some of the snaps. And we're going to use a little bit shorter. We're going to let our blue delphinium be the dominant force here, but bringing a couple together right over in here. And then coming to the other side and just reinforcing our focal area. And bringing those in. So you see how that line connects one to the other. This middle where that pave is kind of a rest area. And we're just going to kind of keep working on getting your eye from one side to the other. We have a little bit of the button palms that can add some visual interest. Just do a couple little groupings of those. And they're similar color to the snapdragons, so they're going to help to pull that deeper color into that center area. But you can see, like, everything I'm doing on one side, I'm doing on the other, and kind of continuing to bring your eye back and forth. I'm going to get two little more groupings here. So I'm going to get one little grouping over in here. And then lay a couple of these side shoots together and bring those right over in here. So I've got there, coming back and forth. And then now we're going to add a few of the dancers in. Oh, I do have a couple of these deep carnations. And so just looking on the edge where I need to have things kind of be finished up a little bit more, that adding those carnations in will really clean up that edge and bring that finishing touch to that. And then also add some more of this deep rich color in a little bit deeper. And so just coming back and forth. And now we're just going to add a few more of the novelty flowers that are dancing up amongst our birch branches. So we've got a little bit of Veronica. Bring a couple more of these. And so this is just going to add some more volume to the outside perimeter, reinforcing the birch branches that we have in that spiral pattern. But you can see again what I'm doing on one side, I'm bringing to the other so that it keeps your eye moving back and forth on those. And we still have that great center that we go down into. Okay, now I did pull these Pomponi gerbs, but I think that they're going to be too dominant with the color harmony that I have going on. So I'm going to choose to edit and not use those today, but we are going to add in some of these lighter butterfly ranunculus, kind of dancing up here amongst the florals to just really add, and this is something that's a little bit more of a money flower. And so you do want it to be in an area of dominance. And so just you can see how those definitely are being showcased coming in. So today I am using the renewal foam from Smithers Oasis, which is the plant-based foam. It has the same strength and qualities of our regular foam that we use. Doesn't break down, has a great water retention and that dark black color. And so we just come in, just can see how easy it is to do those insertions, and just bringing in a little bit of hypericum. It's something I call the floral jewelry. It's kind of like the pearl necklace on this piece. And then we have a little bit of mini myrtle that we're just going to come in. It's on a nice woody stem, so really easy to insert. And just going to bring a little bit more of that woodland aspect and just a little bit more green out from the center into the composition. So today I am using the renewal foam from Smithers Oasis, which is the plant-based foam. It has the same strength and qualities of our regular foam that we use. Doesn't break down, has a great water retention and that dark black color. And so we just come in, just can see how easy it is to do those insertions, and just bringing in a little bit of hypericum. It's something I call the floral jewelry. It's kind of like the pearl necklace on this piece. And then we have a little bit of mini myrtle that we're just going to come in. It's on a nice woody stem, so really easy to insert. And just going to bring a little bit more of that woodland aspect and just a little bit more green out from the center into the composition. So actually the last placement that Jack did was a really unique placement of this fern. So clearing off some of each end, he was able to create some motion and some depth through the center by coming in and bringing both of those ends and bringing it into the foam. So he added, taking both of those pieces, stripping some off both sides, you're able to create kind of an archway from one piece of the design and just add some motion through there. Look at how that really creates some great visual interest and depth within the composition. But so just pulling off some of the tips of both of the ends, and then you can just create those loops on there. And that was something else that I had never seen before, and I thought it was a great technique and wanted to share it with you. So here's our finished design, and as you can see, the inspiration from Jack at Petal Court Collective. This is my interpretation of his design, taking some of his techniques and just kind of expanding them on, putting my own twist on it. But I hope that you enjoyed this video and take this inspiration and create some fabulous florals.